Good morning. Right, Rachel, Roxy Creations Journal of Stitchery, I think it's called. Anyway, this is the panel. The prompts were a plain background and colourful flowers. I think you can just see them there. I think if I stay in without that grey box, you'll see. Yeah, so let me just give you a close-up. I've simply layered, I've got a solid piece on the back. Sorry, I've already done some of the stitching. I've got a lacy bit here, a lacy bit here, and a load of stems there, because I'm going to do a posy of flowers. Okay, so I thought I'd just get that done. It's a very simple stem stitch, which is like a back stitch, but you just slightly overlap them so that they, they're not dead straight. They're a bit more stem-like. So, the other addition I'm going to be putting on there, I stamped the image of a bottle. I'm going to get this lined up again properly. And I've made sure it's sort of, you can still see through it. So I've lined it up. The flowers will come down here, so I'm not too worried about what that bit looks like. Yeah, and then, so I'm going to stitch around it, and then I'm going to go in quite close with some sharp scissors and trim it off. I'm just going to do the one outline around there and around there. So as I say, it's a stamped image. I used archival ink so that it doesn't run if this, I don't know why it would, but if it happens to get wet in the future. Sorry, my voice is very weird this morning, so I do apologise. But this blooming cold is holding on. So yeah, I thought it'd be good to do the stems because, you always see them when they're in a vase or a bottle. So yeah, and that's my posy of flowers. They're a mixture of cut out pieces out of, I think it was Kath Kidson fabric actually, and then some pre-done sorry, pre-done flower lacy bits. So that's those there. So that will all just sit on there, obviously. And the last little finishing bit that I'm going to sort of probably plonk in the middle there is I'm doing Kanzashi flower. Now, you don't need this tool. This is one by Clover. I picked it up at craft fair recently, well, last year actually. And it was 50p, and I thought, oh yeah, I like those, and it's a really nice small size, and you can just see it there. Yeah, so it makes life a lot easier basically, and it is so simple, it's ridiculous. So I just need to make one more petal. This is a piece of Liberty print fabric. It's called Emerald Bay. The annoying thing is I've got all these swatches which are lovely. They came in a great big pack like this, but they've all got these blooming sticky labels on. They're obviously samples that I can't remember who I bought them off now, somebody on eBay. Yeah, so anyway, you live and learn. So yeah, all you do is push your fabric right in to the fold there, she says. Sorry, really sore throat this morning. I thought I was getting over it, but obviously not. And then you just clip it. If your fabric's really thick, it won't clip, but this is super thin. And then all you do is trim your fabric. I don't know if they come in different sizes actually, I don't know. It does make a really small Kanzashi flower. You can, if you look on YouTube, you will find somebody that does them without one of these things. Just trim that up a bit more into the bin, and then you very simply follow the guidelines. Hang on, let's do a big knot. So it's numbered. Let me see what you can see. Yeah, it's numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that's all you do. You just follow that, and then you just pull it up at the end. It just makes it so quick and easy. So I've done 5 petals, and I found a pink button to put in the middle because I'm very new to these. I've not made these before, and my middles are not brilliant at the moment. So what I've found that helps is to hold there, pull, keep pulling, and it turns into a little petal. Like so. Which is now not behaving because I'm on camera, of course. Let's do that again. Close enough. And then I've just been, I didn't actually read the instructions past that, so I've just been stitching the bottoms so that they stay. The fabric for this, by the way, is a baby wipe that I was using on a, well, for a clean-up cloth basically, and it's quite translucent, as you can see, so I wanted it to be, ow, I wanted it to be fabric as opposed to tracing paper. I could have used tracing paper, I suppose, but, and stitch that on, but I wanted it to be a fabric. Why? Why? Just because the camera's on. Alright. Let me just knock that off. Right. Pull my chair back in. So I've got another needle here with all the rest of the petals attached to. So we just squidge that one in there. Yeah, it's not brilliant. I'm not even going to claim it is. But as I say, this is kind of the first one I've done, and it's going to be sort of like a feature flower in the middle of my posy, which I have over there. Come on. I don't know if you can hear the rain on the window. We're at the back end of Storm Eunice. It's absolutely wreaked havoc in the southwest of England. Well, and London as well. London got it. I rang my dad rang this morning, and he said the only damage he's had is next door's fence all came down. I was like, ah, right, good. So he's all good. So he's not far from Heathrow, and I know I was watching a live feed of the way the planes were having to land there, which looked very harrowing to say the least. I wouldn't have liked to have been a passenger. So yeah, this is not a brilliant example, but it's what I've done. So I'm thinking, I'm hoping that that button will hide a multitude of sins, and then we'll stitch the petals down individually. That needs to come in more. So yeah, I've just been sort of, I was going to go the classic route, a bit like Sarah did, Rachel's sister, where she I can't remember what she did now. What did she do? Just sort of did random flowers everywhere, but I had it in my head to make a vase of flowers, and so I nearly wimped out. I thought, oh, I'll just do the easier version and not do the bottle, but I'm kind of glad I did now. So yeah, this is not brilliant, but it's okay. It's a learning curve, which is what we're all on most of the time. Is white thread going to look pants? Probably. Right, let me get rid of this white thread. I'm trying to get that one to sit a bit better. I've not done these before. Could have gone the classic yo-yo route or Suffolk puff, but all this stuff, might as well use it. Let's just pull these in a little bit and then hopefully, oh, it's really, even though it's really thin cotton, it's really thick to get through. Right, we'll tidy that up when it comes to it being stitched down. These cutout ones, I've actually put the heat and bond on the back. The purple one, do not use the red, you will not get your needle through it. Even the sewing machine doesn't like the red, so it's super thick. Just trying to make these look a little bit more presentable. Yeah, good enough. Good enough for a first time trying it. Right, I'm going to get rid of the white thread, I think. It wasn't a very good thread. Wasn't the thickest ones that I've got. Sorry, I'm mumbling to myself a lot, I beg your pardon. Yeah, that's cool. So I'm sort of thinking of putting it in the middle there somewhere. And I think that'll really brighten it all up. Right, so with this bottle, I'm just going to, I'll sew the button on last and then I can use that to anchor it to the rest of the posy. So yeah, all I'm going to do is outline here. I think with just a very basic straight stitch would probably be the best thing. Which is, I'll say, pretty basic, but you don't need to over egg the pudding sometimes. I've got quite a few layers of fabric here actually, so I might just get it that it just sort of skims. So yeah, just straight stitch. With stem stitch, it's very similar to straight stitch, and you just sort of just overlap the one before, where with straight stitch you just go literally in the end. So that's the difference between stem and straight. So if it was stem, you'd just come back a little bit, so it just kind of, you know, makes it do that. But straight stitch, straight down. Where the last one ended, the next one begins. Right, I'm going to do that. I'm going to pause you, go all the way round, and I'll show you me cutting, hopefully, successfully. I haven't got the, you can get some special scissors to do applique work, but I haven't got those, so we'll see what it looks like, shall we? Right, I'll put you on pause and I'll be back when it's done. Won't be long. Right, okay, the bottle is stitched. I might go a bit mixed media on this because you can't, well, it's kind of giving me the illusion, but I think if I was to get that to stick down flatter, you'd see the stems through more. So I might try a bit of gel matte medium on there, and I've got a really glossy one actually, and that would sort of make that look more like glass. I will try that and let you see. Right, so I need to, these are my sharpest, finest point scissors, so I'm hoping, sorry, my hand is going to get in the way, I do apologise, but I'm just going to skim as close as I can. So you can get proper applique scissors for this job, but I haven't got any. So I'm just going to go as close as I can to the stitching without hitting the stitching. I can't do it without my hand in the way or causing shadows, because although it's only about 11 o'clock in the morning, it's incredibly dark. I've got the daylight bulb on, but I say we're at the back end of the lovely storm that we had. Let's see if I can do it this way. Sorry, dragging it to me. Come on, don't hit the stitches, Susan. Yeah, you can get they're quite a weird shaped scissor actually. They got like a duck bill on them, but they're meant to be the bee's knees for this kind of thing. It's pretty darn close, so I daren't go much closer. So there we are, that's the bottle. I'm glad I stamped it because these are actually acting as sort of shadow lines, and like I say, I think if I go on with like a PVA, I've got a really super glossy decoupage glue, or something like Mod Podge would do it as well, and I think if I sort of Mod Podge that down, it'll A, look like glass, and B, show up the stems a lot more. I think, I don't know, it could absolutely ruin it. In which case, you know, I'll just cry. So yeah, the next step would be to put all these flowers on. Yeah, so I'm kind of thinking it might be a bit too much for it actually. Maybe I might alter it slightly. It might be a bit too many, might look a bit out of proportion. If I put that one there, I do like this one. Maybe not use all of these actually. It's going to look too top heavy otherwise, isn't it? And have the maybe not use you. Let's put you. No, you're too samey. This is the bit where you faff forever. I do anyway. And maybe put that one there. See, I did have this one as well, which is just a cut off there. I might not use that, having made it. Use these trim ones. I quite like that big one up the top there. Well, it won't go to waste. I can probably use it in another project, but I don't think it needs to go on here. Although that doesn't look too bad, does it? No, I think I will use it. I'll use it there. This book. Hold on a second. I keep putting links to this one. It is on Amazon. It wasn't cheap, but yeah, I think it's going to come in very handy. Let me just move that out of the way for a second. I'm just wondering about some other flowers. I'm just thinking, what flower stitches are there? I mean, there's all sorts, obviously, so let me just move that there, move that there. What I'm wondering is about maybe just having some very simple sort of tendrily bits coming down, or I don't know what to do. Actually, I've got silk ribbon. I could do some silk ribbon. I'm trying to think what it needs. What does it need? It doesn't need flowers as such. It needs more. I'll have a think. It needs something else though, doesn't it? And what I fully intend to do, because this has got the heat and bond on the back, is iron that down and then just maybe go in with some fill-in stitching. So yeah, I think I will use that there. I quite like that there. So anyway, I'm going to call this a video for now, because I'll do the flowers separately, otherwise it could go on for quite a while and I don't want that to happen, basically. So yeah, so if you fancy making yourself a little Kanzashi flower, this clover tool is very handy. Yeah, it's 1 to 1.5 inches. Yeah, 35mm. Sorry, I couldn't read that then. Yeah, and they're very decorative. I need to practice more. I haven't quite got the right skill on that yet, but yeah, we'll faff around with that. I'm calling that done for now. So yeah, you're getting an idea of what's up to. I need to straighten that edge a bit, but it fits in my little book perfectly. And what's nice is it will mean that I can stitch in last time's bunny on the back, and I can complete that page then. So yeah, there we are. I still haven't done my original sheets, you know, the front bits, and I haven't done the title page. I've been a proper slacker on this. I don't know why. I haven't even stuck it in the book yet, but it's a really pretty book. So, oh, there it is, Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. Yeah, anyway, I'll call that a video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.